There comes a moment in life when you look around and realize that you are tired. Not the kind of tired that sleep fixes, but the kind that empties your soul. You have given, responded, explained, and made yourself available to everyone. And yet deep down, you feel unseen. Why? Because being available all the time is not love, not kindness, not virtue. It is self-abandonment disguised as generosity. This message is not about becoming cold or rejecting the world. It is about reclaiming yourself. It is about understanding, as Stoic philosophy teaches, that your greatest wealth is not in things or people, but in your energy, your boundaries, your inner strength. The truth is simple, but hard to accept. Why being too available destroys your energy? The illusion of constant availability from childhood. Many of us were trained to believe that our worth depended on how much we gave, how quickly we responded, and how easily we pleased. We learned to say yes when our hearts whispered no. We were taught that self-sacrifice was a virtue, that putting others first meant we were good. But the reality is that this excessive availability does not make you noble. It makes you vulnerable. In Stoicism, one of the greatest life lessons is the control of your responses. The Stoics taught that while we cannot control the world, we can control ourselves, our choices, our energy, our boundaries. When you are constantly available, you surrender this control. You allow others to dictate your emotions and consume your energy. And eventually you realize that the emptiness you feel is not accidental. It is the price of living without boundaries. Why availability drains? Emotional energy is like currency. Spend it wisely, and you grow stronger, more present, more alive. Spend it carelessly, and you end up bankrupt, exhausted, and resentful. Carl Jung once wrote that the human psyche is like an energy system. Every thought, reaction, and word consumes a portion of that system. If you waste energy on things and people who do not nourish you, you weaken yourself. Think about it. Every impulsive response to a criticism, every forced smile to keep the peace, every long explanation to someone who has already made up their mind. These are withdrawals from your inner bank. And if you don't manage your account, others will. Manipulators, opportunists, and even well-meaning friends may rely on your availability, not because they value you, but because they know you'll always answer. Predictability and the loss of respect. The more available you are, the less value others assign to you. Why? Because human nature rarely values what is too abundant. Water is priceless in the desert, but ignored by the ocean. In relationships, the same principle applies. If you are always present, always saying yes, always ready to respond, you become predictable. Predictability turns you into a tool, something people reach for when they need comfort, validation, or distraction. But here's the paradox. While you believe being available will earn you love, it often earns you less respect. People don't respect what they don't have to earn. They don't value what is always there. Your constant availability can make you invisible, turning your presence into background noise. Boundaries as strength, not rejection. This is where Stoicism offers timeless wisdom. Setting boundaries is not rejection, it is self-respect. A Stoic does not react impulsively to every trigger. Instead, they pause, observe, and decide whether something is worthy of their energy. This discipline transforms boundaries from walls into shields. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminded himself daily not to be carried away by the emotions of others. He understood that self-mastery begins with the refusal to be enslaved by external demands. In your own life, this means learning to say no without guilt, to delay your response without fear, and to preserve silence when words would only fuel chaos. Remember, silence is not weakness. Silence can be power. It signals control, not surrender. It allows you to conserve emotional energy and to choose your battles wisely. The psychology of reactivity. Why then is it so hard to stop being available? Why do we feel compelled to answer immediately, to justify ourselves, to rush to the aid of others? The answer lies in fear. Fear of rejection, fear of being unloved, fear of abandonment. This fear is the string that keeps us dancing like puppets to other people's expectations. Jung described this tendency as the persona, the mask we wear to be accepted. But the mask comes at a cost. Each time you silence your truth to please others, you hand them a piece of your power. Each time you explain yourself, when no explanation is needed, you drain your energy. And over time, the mask begins to suffocate the real you. Quick reminder, if you're finding value in this lesson on Stoicism, make sure to subscribe to this channel.